Lamar Odom orders an $8,000 custom sex doll of his ex-wife, Khloe Kardashian.
Your right to choose what is best for you and your kids before it's taken away. Because the reasons that you want to leave your marriage are no one else's fucking business.
I might say, have you considered that maybe it was the wrong decision? So today's first topic, we are going to be talking about how sex dolls are actually coming into the picture. Lamar Odom orders an $8,000 custom sex doll of his ex-wife, Khloe Kardashian. Now, Lamar Odom is 45, is under fire for ordering a life-size customized sex doll featuring the likeness of his ex-wife, Khloe Kardashian. Social media users on X react with disgust, labeling the purchase as creepy and beyond weird. Odom's manager, Gina Rodriguez, confirmed the NBA star's order from Real Doll, which typically retails from $8,000 to $20,000. Odom, reportedly pleased with his custom order, was even filmed handling various models at the factory. The ex-couple, who was married from 2009 to 2016, had a turbulent relationship marked by Odom's struggles with infidelity and substance abuse. So that's them. Now, this is the doll he ordered. Now, that's interesting. Now, there's a couple things that come to mind when I'm looking at this. The first question is, why is a guy that clearly has access to sex ordering a sex doll? I wonder if maybe men are looking at the market and looking at the cost that comes with women and wondering if we're just too annoying and too much work. Even the men that can get it think maybe it's just easier to have a sex doll. Now, I don't think this will become mainstream in my lifetime, right? I think this is a bit weird, but I would not be surprised if in the next 20 years, 30 years, you see an increase in the number of sex dolls and the number of men that use them. Again, it's a little bit weird, but you know, what's interesting is men will call this, or women will call this, creepy and weird, and it kind of is. But you see women marrying themselves and then talking about how their husband is Jesus. And nobody really looks at that as kind of creepy, right? You know, we have the term son husband. Nobody looks at that and says, that's weird. Or women will brag about their vibrators, right? And nobody says that's so creepy and weird when it's a woman. Now, again, I think it's strange. Sorry. I think it's all a bit odd, but I just kind of want to point out the double standard. And it's going to be interesting if in the future this will become mainstream. As we have seen, liberals, you guys already know, I hope liberals have a terrible day. I've been saying this all week. The last 4 years, they have pushed policies that have made average Americans' lives worse. Myself, for example, all of the liberals celebrated when I got demonetized. They said they all made videos and were very excited because they're pro-censorship. They're not for freedom of speech. So when Trump wins and I see ladies shaving their heads, when I see ladies saying they're going on a sex strike, when I see women crying on camera, do I have an ounce of sympathy? I don't, because most of these women do not have to deal with the consequences of the policies that they push. And if they were in our shoes, they wouldn't last a week. For example, immigration. Many of the women saying that immigration is not a problem are not willing to house immigrants. They're not willing to go down and protect the country themselves. They're not willing to fight for this country. They're not the ones that'll be drafted if World War III happens. And Trump gets elected, and all of the other world leaders congratulate him and say they're excited to work with the United States. Women are still freaking out, and there are divorce coaches saying that women should leave their husbands at this time because of the election.
This is a PSA for any of the ladies that have been seriously considering divorcing their husband. There's a lot of big conversations happening now that we have the results of the election, one of them being no-fault divorce. That is a type of divorce that allows you to end your marriage without needing to prove that anyone is at fault. Some lawmakers are looking to abolish that, which is going to make you divorcing your husband a lot harder. So here's what that potential change could mean for you. You're going to have to prove that your husband did something wrong wrong, which can be even more expensive, emotionally draining, and time consuming. Legal battles over fault can keep you in an endless and very expensive fight. Removing no-fault divorce could mean higher conflict in court, which is certainly not ideal for your kids or you. Without no-fault divorce, you lose the freedom to decide when to leave your marriage. Your private decision could be left up to someone else's idea of what's right. So if you're unhappy in your marriage, now might be the time to act. Protect your right to choose what is best for you and your kids before it's taken away. Because the reasons that you want to leave your marriage are no one else's fucking business.
This woman is a divorce coach. So women are actually building brands off of divorcing their husband. She's got 150,000 followers, 2 million likes. Look at this. How to handle the guilt after divorce. So if someone said, I feel really guilty after my divorce, I might say, have you considered that maybe it was the wrong decision? I don't know. Maybe if you feel bad, maybe should think about the kids. I don't know. Let's see what she says. I'm just wondering, I'm sure she's going to give me some really great advice here.
Because you were the one that decided to leave and you're seeing your ex really struggling with it, this is for you. It is so important for you to understand that your decision was made for valid reasons. So here are some steps to help you manage.
How do we know they were valid reasons? I mean, who is this for? What is the valid reason? Oh my God. I just saw this. I just messaged my friend with exactly this. I'm worried about him being lonely, but he has family. He also has more friends than me. So why am I worried?
Your guilt. Number one is focus on your why. Keep reminding yourself why you initiated the divorce and the long-term benefits for both of you. Number two is separating your emotions from their responsibility. You are not responsible for his feelings, only for yours. It's okay for them to be sad, but that's part of their healing process. That's their responsibility, just like it's your responsibility to get the support and figure out how to get yourself through it. Third thing is acknowledge your grief. Divorce is a loss. I mean, it feels like a death sometimes, even when you know that it's the right choice. So give yourself the time and space to feel that sadness and to grieve without letting it pull you backwards. Number four, stay consistent. Flip-flopping back and forth and drowning in all of your what ifs will prolong the process and really just create more suffering. Trust the decision that you made and that it was based on what is best for everyone in the long run. And number five, talk it out. That could be hiring a therapist, hiring a coach, friends, family.
Do women pay her for this advice?
Getting into a support group. Find a safe space to talk through all of it. That will help you process the guilt and the sadness. Make sure you're acknowledging
when you're looking at a coach, 3 steps to rebuild self-esteem after divorce.
Here are 3 free things that you need to be doing if you want to rebuild your self-esteem fast after your divorce. Number 1 is affirmations. I know this sounds cliche, but it's so true and it's fucking science. Your low self-esteem is coming from the thoughts that you're thinking, that inner critic in your head. In order to reprogram your subconscious, you want to use affirmations to start. And write them down. You can look at yourself in the mirror and speak them to your reflection. I am worthy of love and respect. I am strong and resilient. I deserve happiness and peace. Start with ones that resonate with what you need to hear most.
Okay. My question is, if you want a divorce, that's fine. I mean, I'm not saying it's fine, but you're an adult. I'm not here to babysit you. If that's what you're going to do, I can't stop you. But what many fail to consider is, what are your plans for the second half of life? Because I don't think it's your kids' responsibility to take care of you. I don't think you are not owed anything by your children, because by divorcing, you're deciding that your happiness is more than your children's, right? Fine. Okay, whatever. So why do they owe you taking care of you when you're old? Do you have a good relationship with your kids? Are they going to be happy after this choice? So if you're going to do that, what is your plan to pay for 40 to 80? Let's say you don't remarry. How are you going to pay for it?
The second thing,
an affirmation that will not that will not fix that.
Is journaling. If you're not doing this, you're really missing out. At the end of the day, just jot down one thing that you did well, like a small victory. No matter how minor it may seem, celebrating your little wins builds confidence, and it's going to help you recognize your progress. Third thing is you got to start setting boundaries. Practice by saying no and asserting your needs in small ways. This could be with friends, with family. It could be with yourself. Boundaries are crucial for self-respect and self-worth. And establishing them will empower you by putting your needs at the forefront. All three of these are going to help you reinforce your self-worth and build a more positive relationship with yourself.
I can't believe she's making money doing this. This is crazy. Okay, so now we have a tendency to build brands off of pretty much anything. So now we have divorce coaches. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Please like the video on your way out and subscribe to the channel. Please go to theaudacitynetwork.com if you can and subscribe to my website. I love you guys. Bye-bye.